Our hero was using his power to create something, and the moment the drawing was completed, a notification appeared on his screen. Draw complete. Congratulations. You have obtained the primordial mother insect. Void soul devouring ant. Void soul devouring ant. Primordial void. Intimacy 100%. Eternally bound. Level 0. Devouring value 0%. Number of offspring 0. Talent breaking the void's shackles. Devouring void inscriptions. Reproduction conditions. Feeds on void powers such as the divine soul's sea of consciousness and the 7 emotions and 6 desires. Reproduction can occur every time the devouring level reaches 100%. After reading the notification, our hero slowly dropped to his knees and stared at the insect, saying in confusion that the information was far too limited, that it didn't even mention combat strength, wondering what devouring the void even meant, questioning how a little blue ant could possibly fight, and finally deciding to evolve it first and see how things went. As he reached out his hand, blue energy began forming around the insect, but suddenly it transformed into a girl who softly called him father. Seeing this, our hero froze, covered his face in confusion, and muttered that she looked like a weak, timid little kid, questioning whether she could really go onto a battlefield. Looking at her blue appearance, he decided to call her Xolan and gently placed his hand on her head. Xolan made an innocent expression and obediently said okay. Our hero then asked her what her fighting style was. Xolan seriously replied that her way of fighting was to eat until she was full. Hearing this, our hero scratched the back of his head in disappointment and asked if she needed to eat the power of the void. Xolan then pointed at a huge white tree and said that the thing she needed was over there, asking if she could eat that tree. Our hero's eyes widened in shock as he shouted that she wanted to eat Grandpa Tree, repeatedly asking if she could really eat it. Panicking, he called out to Zhong Chen, asking her to bring Xolan back, and even nervously asked Grandpa Tree whether it was thinking of turning her into fruit. But before he could say anything else, Xolan had already walked over. He urgently told her not to go there, yet only seconds later she was already hugging the tree, licking it, and happily saying it was delicious. Seeing this, our hero held his head in shock, saying he was really startled. Chen then calmly told him that he worried too much, that Grandpa Tree was no ordinary being and no one could eat it, while complaining about where this annoying little brat had even come from. Xolan then wiped her mouth and innocently announced that she was full and could now reproduce. A notification appeared showing the devouring value had reached 100%. Seeing this, our hero was completely confused, wondering how it filled so quickly and whether it was because Xolan ate too little or because the spiritual energy was too filling. Suddenly, powerful energy surged again as he said that if they were going to reproduce, they should speed it up first, increase the quantity and worry about the rest later, declaring that the great Tao was simple and evolved into complexity. The scene then shifted to another place, where a girl was fighting a gigantic bird, shouting for the 9th netherworld to suppress it and cursing the 9th netherworld river, telling it not to think about trapping her. Sometimes she attacked the bird, sometimes the bird attacked her. Under the bird's relentless assaults, fear clearly appeared on her face as she shouted to her father that if she didn't use the 9th netherworld killing technique, she could only trap it for 1 minute. Our hero replied gently that he knew, but that Xolan's abilities were still unknown and she was still reproducing, so they couldn't rely entirely on her. He then immediately began drawing another mother insect and ordered the system to draw the next one. Soon, a new notification appeared announcing the successful draw of the special primordial mother insect, 18-star Yinyang mayfly. While he was reading it, another girl appeared, holding a bottle and smiling. Shocked, our hero wondered if, like Xiao Chan, it could directly transform into human form without divine evolution. Before he finished speaking, the girl walked behind him, hugged him, poked his face, and teasingly asked if he was the stinky little bro who summoned her, saying she didn't expect the vessel to be so young and even a bit handsome. Our hero hurriedly checked his screen as another notification appeared describing the 18-star Yinyang mayfly as a primordial Yinyang origin born alongside the Great Tao itself. A rule-level existence that couldn't reproduce and didn't need to. Our hero muttered that the system seemed unreliable and was shocked to realize she was the same level as him. Another notification appeared, stating she was level 174, eternally bound, and possessed the talent Yinyang Return to Nothingness, capable of analyzing the rules of the Great Tao, growing stronger as the host's level increased. Reading this, he commented that the ability was too abstract. As he was still mumbling, the girl took a drink from her bottle and mocked him, saying he looked like a noob and really was one, asking if he couldn't understand something so simple. Hearing this, Chen became furious, shouting at her for calling them noobs, accusing her of being arrogant and rude, even worse than Xiao Wu. The girl completely ignored her. Seeing this, our hero's anger exploded, his eyes turning red as he commanded the 18-star Yinyang mayfly as her master to demonstrate her abilities. She lazily turned back and said that even though he was a noob, he was now her master, and she would treat it as comforting a kid. She then asked if he didn't want to get rid of the bird outside, explaining that it could rise from the ashes because its rebirth relied on the core within its sea of consciousness, echoing a void inscription it had engraved above the divine snow mountain when it was still a god. Through resonance with that core, even under the heavenly Tao's seal, it could be reborn. Hearing this, our hero was utterly shocked, realizing that a core in the sea of consciousness and void inscriptions were exactly what Xolan ate. She smirked and said he wasn't completely stupid, adding that Xolan had probably finished reproducing and that she would teach him the true workings of this world once he returned. Our hero's expression changed completely as he strangely smiled and called her sister 18, thinking to himself that although this drunkard was arrogant, her abilities were truly extraordinary, and that if she could analyze the rules of everything, she could see through an enemy's weakness at a glance. After that, he picked Xolan up onto his shoulder and called out for her to bring the buglings and follow him to deal with the Garuda. As he started walking away, Xolan obediently replied, "Okay, father." So friends, that brings us to the end of this chapter. What twists await us next? We'll find out in the upcoming episode. We'll catch you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye. What are your predictions for the next chapter? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And most importantly, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.